Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, and in today's video, I will be breaking down 7th round rookie running back Jacory Croskey Merritt and talking about how he can help the Washington Commanders in his rookie season. We drafted him in the 7th round. Right now, he's probably behind Brian Robinson Jr., Austin Eckler, maybe even Jeremy McNichols. However, he's been making waves during spring practices, and if he continues to make waves during training camp, he could earn himself more opportunities as the season goes on. But we will talk about that all in today's video. But before we do, make sure y'all leave a like down below, subscribe if you're not already subbed up, and turn on notifications. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. All right, so Jacory Croskey Merritt, running back out of Arizona, 5'10", 206 pounds, selected by the Commanders in the 7th round of the 2025 NFL Draft. And I wasn't put on to Jacory Croskey Merritt until like a week or two before the draft. I knew of his name a little bit from the East-West Shrine Bowl. I watched a little bit of it. He won Shrine Bowl MVP. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But that's how I knew of him. But I didn't watch his film until like a week or two prior to the draft because we brought him in for a top 30 visit. We met with him a couple of times. And I was like, you know what? Let me check this guy out. And if you do not know the story of Jacory Croskey Merritt, in 2023, he was at New Mexico, put up amazing stats at New Mexico, had over 1,100 rushing yards and 17 touchdowns. The next year, 2024, he transferred to Arizona, and in the first game with Arizona, he played against his former team, New Mexico, had 13 carries for over 100 yards and a touchdown. He was great in that game. Later, after that game, he was caught with eligibility issues. Apparently, he had eligibility issues stemming, I'm pretty sure, from his time at New Mexico. I guess he ran out of eligibility, something like that. I'm just going to say he had eligibility issues and was unable to play for the rest of the season, right? That's really why he wasn't talked about a whole lot during the pre-draft process. The Shrine Bowl, I feel like, is really what put him out there because he won Shrine Bowl MVP and he balled out in the Shrine Bowl, had 2 touchdowns, and had an overall really good game, right? So when you had to break down his game, you had to go back to his 2023 film at New Mexico. So you might be asking, how does a guy who only played in one game in the 2024 season still get drafted? And he didn't even get drafted until the 7th round. Well, Jacory Croskey Merritt is actually a dog, and I was surprised to see how good he was when I turned on that film, man. First off, his New Mexico stats, I mentioned earlier, really good. Had 189 carries, played in all 12 games, had 1,190 yards to almost 1,200 yards that season. 17 rushing touchdowns, averaged 6.3 yards a carry, and even in his one game last season at Arizona, he averaged 8.2 yards a carry in that game. So this guy is really, really good, man. And if you take a look at his draft profile, he's 5'10", 206 pounds, ran a 4.45 40-yard dash at his pro day. He was not invited to the combine, and I'm pretty sure that it's because he only played in like one game this past season, right? So, I mean, there just wasn't a ton on him this past season, so he kind of went under the radar, which is why he was not invited to the combine, right? He had a vertical of 41.5, which is great, and a broad of 10 feet and 4 inches, which is also really, really good. So these numbers by Jacory Croskey Merritt show that, number 1, he's got burst. Number 2, he's got speed. And number 3, he's got overall explosion, which is what we need in this running back room. So I did watch Jacory Croskey Merritt's film before the draft, like a week or two before the draft. Like I said, I really wasn't put onto him for real until a week or two before the draft, and I took down notes of his strengths and weaknesses. Let's start with his strengths. He has really, really good burst and speed and just overall explosion, man. And the numbers he put up at his pro day, the vertical, the broad, the 40-yard dash, that just proves that he is an explosive running back, which we don't have that in this running back room, right? I love B-Rob, and I feel like he gets a little too much hate sometimes, right? Like when some things go wrong on runs, they're not always his fault, but he's not explosive. He's not the most explosive back. Austin Eckler, he is also not explosive, right? Like, he's, I would say, a patient runner. He has some elusiveness, but he's just not very explosive. With Jacory Croskey Merritt, he is explosive, which we needed in this running back room, right? He also has nice physicality. Like, he can run a dude over, which I really like to see. He's not only just fast, he can actually run a dude over. He has really good vision and is a patient runner, man. With B-Rob, he doesn't have the best vision, which is one of the reasons as to why fans wanted an upgrade over him. Same with me, right? He does not have amazing vision. But with Jacory Croskey Merritt, he has that vision, man. I mean, there were so many instances on that New Mexico film where he just let his blocks develop, and once his blocks developed, he took the open hole and he bursted through that hole, man. And you just love to see that, man. So that's one of my favorite traits about Merritt. He does a good job of getting north to south and has pretty nice short area elusiveness and has great cutback vision. So those strengths, man, by Jacory Croskey Merritt, those are amazing. As for his weaknesses, and I feel like his weaknesses are primarily in the pass game. Pass pro and catching it out of the backfield are his two primary weaknesses, in my opinion. He is not a great pass protector right now, and New Mexico, they didn't ask him to do it a lot, but when he did do it, he wasn't very great at it. His technique can use some refinement for sure. And then I don't think he's a bad pass catcher, but, you know, that's really not what he is. Like, he's not a receiving back, right? So, you know, he can definitely improve as a receiving back, but I feel like him, when it comes to, you know, protecting in the pass game and catching out the backfield, he's not amazing at those two things right now. And also, I feel like he's not as elusive in the open field. Like, short area near the line of scrimmage, feel like he's super elusive, makes guys miss, but I would like to see him make more guys miss in the open field. But maybe we do see that, you know, as he improves for sure. And another weakness, I guess you could say, is he only played in one game this past season. But if he didn't play in only one game, like if he played in more games, we probably wouldn't have gotten him in the 7th round. So I guess, you know, it's a blessing in disguise. But, man, Jacory Croskey Merritt, I had him as my 13th overall running back with the round 3 to 4 grade on him. I mean, he's a guy that I had him over other guys that originally I had in like the 3rd or 4th round. And after watching Merritt's film, I had to adjust my rankings on those guys because Merritt is a dog. And the fact that he went in the 7th round, man, and it's only because he played in one game this past season, and he's 24 years old. So if he wasn't those two things, or if he played in more games this past season, he would have gone a lot higher. So I'm glad that Merritt's on our team, and he could do some damage this season. During spring practices, OTAs, rookie minicamp, mandatory minicamp, Jacory Croskey Merritt, he was impressing. His lateral agility was put on display in some of the clips I've seen. His speed as well. During one play in mandatory minicamp, I want to say it was the first day, he showed off his speed on an outside zone run. Would have probably been a house call or at least a long run, probably like 60 plus yards. So, man, that speed can help our offense out so much. And, you know, on one hand, it kind of sucks that he was a 7th round pick because he won't get as many opportunities. But at the same time, if he played in every single game last season, he probably was going to get picked a lot higher, and we weren't going to get a chance to get him, you know. So on one hand, it sucks, but on the other, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, right? But if Merritt keeps showing out like this in training camp and in the preseason, he may get more opportunities early on than we expect him to get, right? So we'll see, but so far, we've heard amazing things about Jacory Croskey Merritt out of practices. So overall, Jacory Croskey Merritt, by the way, his nickname is Bill. I know I haven't mentioned that yet, but his nickname is Bill. He got that a long time ago, right? I'm pretty sure when he was a lot younger, but his nickname is Bill. Y'all probably know that by now. But what are we getting in him? We are getting a guy who has something that no one else in this running back room has, and that is overall great explosiveness. He has the burst. He has the speed. We can actually run outside zone runs now because Jacory Croskey Merritt, he has the speed to get outside and turn up field, which is amazing. He also has great lateral agility, overall lateral movement, and has really good short area elusiveness. I would like to see him improve his open field elusiveness, but short area, amazing at it. Near the line of scrimmage, great at it, right? He will need to improve his pass protection and pass catching, but man, Jacory Croskey Merritt, if he continues to ball out and impress in training camp and in the preseason, he could see a good amount of opportunities early on in the season and throughout the season. And if he takes advantage of those opportunities, we may have found our starting running back in the 7th round of the draft. Jacory Croskey Merritt has a chance to be the steal of the draft for the Commanders. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Make sure you go check out my Connerly, Amos, and Lane videos I did already. And comment down below your expectations for Jacory Croskey Merritt, aka Bill, in his rookie season and how he will help the Washington Commanders. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.